Hey, what is going on? I am here in my garage, about to go to the gym and letting my car warm up because it's cold as fuck here in New York. It's snowing, and I want to share something with you that I have to get off my chest. And before I do, give me a quick thumbs up if you could hear me and see me. Thumbs up or a heart if we are here connected. And let me know where you're watching this from. Super curious. Al, what's going on? Sent you a message last night. Hope that helped you. Let me know where you're watching this from and give me a thumbs up if you could hear me and see me. So I want to make sure my audio is on point. I'm here letting my car warm up in this cold ass New York December day, and I'm about to head to the gym. So I'm letting my pre-workout slowly kick in. And I'm excited to train my legs today. What are you up to on this beautiful Sunday? Melissa, what's going on from New Jersey? Yup. Habib, what's going on? Yeah, so I just want to check in before I start my live. Let me know if you can hear me and see me by giving me a quick thumbs up. And let me know where you're watching this from. I want to talk about something that is very near and dear to me. So I put a great quote by the beloved Mother Teresa. If you want to change the world, go home and love your family. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot lately because that is something that I'm focused on improving in my life. You see, I found, and I became aware of this, that a lot of areas in my life that I've been very successful at are areas that I can control. So when it comes down to my business, my fitness, my mindset, these are areas that I have full control over, and I could create daily rituals. I could work hard towards those, and there's a tangible improvement in my life. However, the areas that are not quite as optimized are the two areas of family and relationships. Why? Because those are two areas that I cannot control, right? You cannot control other people, their personalities, their attitudes, and that's totally cool. So in an effort for me personally to improve my family relationship is really spending more time with them, right? So Friday night I had a lovely dinner with my family, took them out to eat, and it was so much fun. We had a delicious meal. We were just laughing, having a good time. And we have our own inside jokes. We like to laugh and have a great time. And that whole experience was very beautiful for me because it reminded me how important family is and just to bond and connect with them. Especially around this time of year, we tend to spend more time with our family. However, I'm making an active effort to spend more time with my family throughout the year. Going out to dinner, enjoying shows, going on adventures. In 2018, I want to go on a really fun family vacation, take my entire family out. I have 2 healthy, lovely parents, 4 younger brothers, and I want to go on a vacation together. Right? I want to take them to somewhere exotic where we could just kick back and enjoy life because family is important to me. Family is everything, right? Essentially, whether you consider your blood family, your family, or even friends, loved ones, right? Whatever your definition of family is. And I'll tell you why. 10 years ago, I had a horrible, traumatic, near-death experience. I was in a coma for 7 days. I was pronounced dead and then put on life support. I'm not going to get into the whole story now of how I almost died, but I do remember when I was taking my last breath and I was at a point where I was going to die. I don't know if you ever experienced it. Those who have had a near-death experience or a serious health scare, when you know you're going to die, the only thing that comes up are 2 things. Your family and the people that you love. And that's when I realized, although I value my business, my physical appearance, my fitness, my material objects, none of that shit mattered. All I cared about was, did I tell my family that I love them? The people in my life that I truly care about, did I really say everything I wanted to say? And that's when I realized, oh my God, we go through life sometimes and we're so focused on our goals, our objectives, right? So for me, I've always been focused on self-improvement and bettering myself. So I kind of put myself in this little isolation, and I started bettering my life, like growing my business, creating more wealth, adding more value to the world. At the same time, my own personal development, going to seminars and meditating. And it was a lot of like self stuff, because in order for me to change, I have to be an example for those around me, because I can never change anyone, right? In the past, I used to think that, hey, if I influence someone, I could change them. At the end of the day, it's very difficult to change people. However, if you change, you will be the change you want to see in the world. Thanks for all the love, Joseph. I appreciate that. And I realized if I could be a bright light for those around me, my family, my loved ones, just from my presence, they will see like, wow, he's positive, he's ambitious, and he's doing these great things. So if I start to take his attributes, then I could change my life, So that's why this quote by Mother Teresa is very near and dear to my heart, because I will admit, a big part of my life was like, I want to change the world. I want to serve people and help everyone around me. But if I'm not helping my family, I'm doing myself a disservice, and I'm doing my family a disservice. And that's why the simplest thing one could do is go home and love your family, because that's the biggest impact you will have on changing the world, because we're all people that want to get better. And many times we're looking for people to help and to heal. And the best way to heal is to heal yourself, right? By living by example, being a bright light that shines. You will illuminate those around you. And that is so important. So that's one of my biggest intentions for 2018. I'm publicly announcing it, to get closer and closer to my family. It's not like I was ever distanced with them. I always had love for my family. We never had, any altercations or anything of the nature. But I just saw myself over the years getting involved in my career, getting involved in my own personal development. I did not spend as much time with them as possible. And it always rings back to 10 years ago when I had a near-death experience. And when I was taking my last breaths before I was put on life support for a week, that's all I thought about. That's what came up, Did I love my family? Did I tell them what they meant to me? And I always realized that too, because there's so much tragedies that go on in this world. And as much as we take our family for granted, you never know what will happen. Just this week, one of my Facebook friends, he made a very sad post. His father passed away. I believe it was a car accident. Very tragic death, and of course, when you hear about someone's father passing away, you think about your family members. And I'm like, well, God forbid, if my father passed away, I would be devastated. I cannot imagine what he's going through. But at the same time, now that my father is alive, I want to spend more and more time with him to understand his world and to understand my past, So many things that I don't realize about myself, I learned through my parents, through the decisions they made or my upbringing. And that's by spending time with them. That's by loving them and receiving their love. So that's just something I wanted to get off my chest, Also, public accountability. One thing I love about the power of social media is the ability to interact, right? This amazing technology allows you and I to communicate. And through the communication, I love to stay accountable, because I'm a big believer in being a man of my word and following through with integrity. So every time I announce something, I do it. Earlier this year, I had a goal of doing stand-up comedy. I was such a wuss. I kept on putting that shit off for years and years and years. And then the moment I publicly announced it, 2 months later, I did it. So I found in my life, whenever I announce something, like I'm going to do a seminar, I'm going to make a massive change in my life, I like to publicly announce it because I stay in integrity. So anyways, now that my car is nice and warmed up, I'm going to go to the gym. And the great thing about my car, it's actually a sports car, V12, 600 horsepower, and it's all-wheel drive. So I could drive it in the snow, and I could never worry about getting stuck. So I'm blessed about that. Let me know where you're watching this from. Give me your age, sex, location. Give me a like if you can hear me and see me. And also, if you're down to do something you've never done before, I would love to see that in the comments, reflecting back on the year. Here's a good line. Like, if you're looking back on 2017, what is one word that would signify this year as it comes to an end? I'm going to go head out to the gym, start my workout. Love you. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you soon.